Good morning, beautiful people. Marie Alessi here. I would love to share a few thoughts about growth and celebration with you today. And I also want to tell you a quick background story how it actually touched me to come live with you and share a few things about this topic. As many of you know, I've been running Loving Life After Loss for a bit over 3 years now. I started this on the 19th of March 19. And over the years, I had more and more people come in and help me and support me. And some of them are behind the scenes, some of them are in the group. And I would like to mention, in particular, those three who are supporting me right now as a team of moderators. And that, as you might already know, is Shelena Stephenson. Thank you so much. I really would like to ask them all in front of the curtain and do a little speech. That is Terry Mattison Davis, and that is Christopher Krupa. So the three of you have been helping me more than you actually know. Like just behind the scenes, I had three people that would always be there for me if I needed any support, if there was something going on in my personal life where I needed to take a couple of days off or step back for a little bit, or get some space for myself to recalibrate, then those three just stepped in and stepped up or held space for me. I always felt I had like a little team behind me to back me up, to help me out. I also want to mention that I have three VAs, so these are virtual assistants that I work with. Some of them are project based, some of them on a casual basis. There's the lovely Alexis, who does my weekly videos like I'm doing with you now, and my interviews, and who downloads them and uploads them and puts them into an audio file and adds the intro and outro and shares and spreads them all over our platform. So thank you so much, Alexis. I really appreciate the work that you do. There's a lovely Elsie, who at the moment is building some sites for me where people can actually walk through some of the healing journeys and programs. Some of them you might know, some of them you might know don't not know yet. So it's automized, so more and more people can actually utilize it because I can not spread myself too thin. I focus on the blank canvas and the retreat to run these in person. There will be other courses on a very, very low budget, so it's really affordable for everyone. So you can really get your healing journey started on your own as well. So I want to spread that far and wide so more and more people will have access to it. So watch this space that will be announced shortly in June. And there is also the lovely Sharon Bailey, who is also in this group here. Sharon and I have known each other for a really long time, and we go back way, way beyond Loving Life After Loss. Like, she used to help me as a virtual and also personal assistant in my previous business in Muse Coaching that I closed down when Rob died. And we also ran a networking function together that we founded together in 2015, which was called the Fishbowl. So yeah, Sharon still helps me with emails and literally things that need to be done or sent. So it's really great to have that team of supporters. And then last but not least, and I'm almost done with my little background story, before I share how this actually relates to you, last but not least, I am in a team called The Boardies, and that is my mentoring group. So my beautiful, amazing mentor, Reese, has put this team together, and it's like a team of board members. And living in Australia, he fondly called them boardies. And there's a roughly probably about 20 of us, and we catch up a couple of times a week virtually. And without that, I don't know where I would be. They help me keep my sanity. They help me keep my health and my business goals on track. And they really keep me in check, because this is who I need to support me in terms of personal and business growth. And Reese always says so nicely, business is personal, and I couldn't agree more. So last weekend, on Friday, we had a little celebration lunch, and I really loved the idea, because Reese said we are always in business. We're always working in and on our business, but we hardly stop to smell the roses. We hardly stop to actually really celebrate our successes. So he put a little competition in our team about 2 months ago, and we received points for literally everything, for showing up in meetings, for supporting each other, for following our health goals, our business goals. And so we were ticking along. And I remember the first month he put it in, nobody really knew what we were supposed to do or in terms of collecting points. Yet I took out second place, and I was really stoked about that because, to be honest, I didn't even try hard in terms of supporting each other or doing things like that, because this is my nature. This is what I do. I support people. It is really easy for me to encourage others in their growth, in their journey, because that's what I naturally do. And I have often shared this in many talks or interviews as one of the hidden gifts that I received when my dad passed, to never let anything unsaid. If you see something or feel something about a person that is amazing, where you would really like to encourage them, just say it. And I do that on an ongoing basis. This was my gift, or one of many gifts in my adversities that I received, that I thought I don't ever want to leave anything left unsaid. So I just naturally tell people when I think they're amazing. I just naturally encourage them and cheer them on. I'm just built like that. So it wasn't a huge surprise, but it was a surprise. I was actually really happy to see that I made second space. And so this time we went to the lunch, and so many people were like, oh, now we know what we're doing, and watch this space. And everybody got really encouraged to get into the competition. So I didn't think much of it. I just kept going like I usually am, encouraging people and doing this and showing up to meetings. Because when I show up, it's really helpful for me. And Reese made it a real beautiful celebration. He brought along quite a few medals, and he brought along like dollar glasses, and he brought along an Oscar, and yeah, so he's handing out the medals, and he had prepared a speech for every single person, like really beautiful, beautiful speech, and he's giving them away, and then he gives away the dollar sign glasses to James, who took out first place last month. And I'm sitting here watching this, and I still remember catching myself thinking, oh, there's only the Oscar left. Oh, there's only me left. Oh my God, I think I got first place. And it was literally such a very slow reaction that I had. And next thing I know, Reese is starting this beautiful speech about me and how I've grown in my business and as a person, and in the mentorship with him. I get so much out of this mentorship because I put so much in, and that's what we always do. This is a life lesson. This has got nothing to do with a competition or the boardies per se. This is a life lesson. What you put in is what you get out. So here I was, me and Oscar, took out my Oscar, and I did a little speech. And in this speech I also realized why the boardies are so important to me. And it is because I do not have anybody at home like most other people, and this does not come from a poor me space. This is just a fact. I have the boys. The boys don't get as excited about any business successes, or they don't get excited about me having another article out there anymore. For them, it's like, okay, it's another article. They don't understand what it means to me, really, yet. And so having the boardies celebrate this with me was really amazing. Yet there was one more thing, and this is where I then want to come back to relating it all to you. On my way home, and I'm lucky that I've got my mum here at the moment, and she actually met with me after that celebration lunch, and we are driving home, and all of a sudden I had this realization. This is something, the background story to that is not new to me. My entire life I have always gone for second place. I never strived for pole position because I had this inbuilt thing in me that I've been fighting my entire life, which was the fear of outshining siblings. And if you have read The Big Leap, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It is a book that talks about self-sabotage and the 4 main ways how we self-sabotage our own success in life. And one of them is not wanting to outshine siblings. And I had that my entire life because my siblings were all adopted, and I was always worried about if I received praise that they could hate me for it because, oh yeah, you're the only one born into the family. So there was this natural shying away from first place, but I always strived for the second place because that to me showed, see, I could get there, was that close, but I don't want to take first place because I don't want to, well, Yeah, I don't want to be hated by my siblings. That's the inbuilt subconscious pattern that's been going on. And me driving home with Oscar, I realized that I have healed this. That without me realizing I had let go of that, I cannot take first place. And what such a tiny little realization can have as an impact on my further growth and on my business and on my mission in wanting to heal the world from grief is just absolutely indescribable for me right now. So here's why I wanted to share this live with you. First of all, because I want to be transparent in leading this movement here and taking you all with me on this journey and wanting to help you grow and heal. So I want to be as transparent as possible in my growth, in my healing. And when I heal something that feels like such a tiny shift but has got such a huge impact on me, on my life, it always has an impact on you, on your life as well, because I bring everything I learn and I heal into the group to teach you and help you heal. And here is my predominant reason why I wanted to share this with you. Here is how this relates to grief and healing. So often we go through this process of growth, of healing, and this particular thing has been in the background, in the back of my mind for for my entire life. And I've been working on it, sometimes on a more conscious, sometimes on a more subconscious basis, but I've been working on it my entire life to let go of it. And here am I, all of a sudden, it was gone and I didn't even realize it until it dawned on me on my way home. And that was huge. So I want you to think about, how long have you been on this healing journey? How long have you been in this very group here? How long have you been with us in our movement? Some of you might have only just joined today or yesterday. Some of you might have been with us from the very beginning, so over 3 years now. But whatever it is, however long you've been here, however long you have been on your healing journey, even previously to coming into Loving Life After Loss, I want you to think about how far you have come. Right now, listening to me talk about my experience, I want you to relate this back to your experience. How long have you been on your healing journey? And how much have you achieved in this healing journey? How much have you healed and let go of? How many hidden gifts in your adversity have you unwrapped? Are you owning them yet? I really want you to think about and stop for a moment and celebrate, because this is the one thing that we don't do enough. We grow and we heal and we grow and we heal and we keep going on this path, and sometimes we feel that it becomes so exhausting and we don't stop. So here am I'm coming in to remind you to stop and to take a deep breath in with me right now. This one breath brings you back into the moment. And I want you to put your right hand on your heart right now and honor you, the person that you are holding right now. I want you to honor yourself. I want you to honor the path that you have already walked. Because so often when something else happens on our path, like another adversity, I'm thinking of you in particular right now, Bonnie. I know there are so many people in our group hurting, and I want to hold space for all of you. I want to walk ahead of you and with you and behind you. Whatever you need from me, wherever you need me in your life, I want to make sure that we provide this space for you to grow and heal. I want to wrap my arms around all of you and hold space for you in this healing journey. And right now, I want you to honor how far you have come. And I want to encourage you to have a little celebration, lunch or dinner or moment right now or later, today. Whatever it is, do it today. Honor the path you have walked, honor the healing and the growth that you have already experienced. And I often think about that in life, when you think about the healing journey. I have this image of a mountain ahead of us, and sometimes we feel like, when we're going this mountain path, it's never straight up. It is always around and round and bend, and there's another bend, and then sometimes it feels like it's really steep and I'm out of breath and I can't keep walking. Then just sit there and have a rest. Take in the view. Look how far you've walked. You control your own pace even when you're walking up a mountain. And sometimes we feel like we're going downhill again, but it is only because around the next bend, there is the next path where we're going further up and further up. And eventually, if we just keep doing what we're doing, one foot in front of the other, one step, one step, one step, we will get to the top. And we will meet people that walk a little bit of the path with us. We will meet people at the top. We will meet people at, the base camp, as well as somewhere in the middle. And some of us walk the entire path together, and some of us just walk part of it and then move on to another mountain or somewhere else. This is your journey. I want you to simply focus on the path that you have already walked and that lays still ahead of you, and honor you. I just want you to understand that you never start from the bottom again. It might just be that next hill in front of you around the corner. But never forget how far you have come. Never forget the healing that you've already done. And that with every bend that you have walked, and with every little hill, and with every steep incline that you had on your journey, you have learned, and you have grown, and you have gained skills that you can fall back to when you need them. I really hope that this was helpful for you. I would love for you to share this with other people when you feel there's a message in them for them that they need to hear. And if you aren't already in our group, Loving Life After Loss, then please check it out under the groups in Facebook, or simply check on mariealessi.com to find all the links and connections. If you would like to chat to me in person, there's also an opportunity to find that on my website under Get in Touch, and just book a quick chat with me. I would so love to help you on your journey. My heart is wide open, and I wish for you to do the same. I'm sending you so much love. This is Marie signing off. Bye for now.